Good evening, race fans, and welcome to BSTV. This is the TCR Challenge Cup. This is season 13. 13? I wonder who this is going to be lucky for, or unlucky for. We're at rounds 3 and 4. This is Watkins Glen. It's the boot configuration, the bestest of them all. I'm Pete Bing chilling, and in the booth with me is Sir Alan of Toon, who I heard swear a minute ago.
You did, but it was in the cause of art.
Of course, yeah. It was in the spirit of music, of course.
Yes, indeed.
So we are in New York State, Alan. It's 44 degrees.
Oh, crikey!
It's a tad warm, and it is where I am at the minute, and I'm sure it is where you are as well, because it's very hot in the UK still, isn't it?
It is roasting.
It's roasting, yep. Evening to Alejandro, who's joined us. We'll talk about that in a minute. I'm not allowed to say his name, though, so oops. David Ayres, still not racing with us. Hopefully you've sorted out your issues. What's this? Since the rescan, most of the braking markers have been removed. Yeah, we had that, me and Clyde, once when they brought day-night cycling in. I'll tell you about that later. We're about to trip into qualifying. Alan, Watkins Glen.
Oh, love it. But boot especially, you're right. I'm a fan of the boot. I am. I love this. It took me it was exciting learning it. It was an exciting place to come to. This wasn't on Gran Turismo. I don't know whether it is now, but in those days, this was one of those American places that you looked up from afar, and they were kind of mysterious and beguiling.
Yeah.
And had reputations for great racing going on there, but we never knew anything about it in England.
No, and NASCAR goes there once a season, doesn't it, or it used to? I don't know whether it still does. And yeah, it's
teamwork, Gary.
What a wonderful track to not take a Formula One car to, for instance, etc. I know IndyCar go there as well, but it's such a wonderful place. Who else is chatting? Apparently I'm a bit quiet. If I do that, then that should at least get me up into the realms of being heard. Oh, and thanks, Clyde. And David Ayres says his PC is all sorted now, so we'll look forward to seeing him in next week's race. Only kidding, mate. Fiona's been on the chat already, says she's already sweating. I don't think that's anything to do with the racing, that's just the UK at the minute. We have a whopping 19 drivers, Alan.
That's very commendable, for the summer season. I really do think that's very commendable.
Isn't it just? I mean, we've got some new and returning drivers. So returning drivers, he's not on track at the minute, it's Ant Woodward for Never Quit Rage Quitting, because that's what he does. We've also got a couple of privateers. They know one another. One of them is Alejandro Advani, who I'm not supposed to say his name, apparently. Don't know what that's all about. He's on track there. He's in the council paint at the minute. We'll try and sort him out with something a bit more advanced if he's got one for next time. Oh, look at that. Wobbly and Miguel. Team racing. That's not going to go down well for everybody else, is it? Good grief, they're fast enough already.
Stereo cars.
I know, yeah.
Very pretty, though.
Yeah. And then Alejandro's friend, Charles Walsh, who's also in the council paint at the minute. But like I said, we'll get them something. If they've got something, they might not have. They might be quite happy to be in our wonderful BSTV council paint. You'd wear it with pride, wouldn't you?
I would.
Yeah, absolutely. So new additions, they've not missed out on any of the ability to take the championship away from Sam Blees, because everybody gets a drop week anyway. So we'll just quickly skip through the rules. This is 2 races per race week, so today is rounds 3 and rounds 4. First one is a 20-minute sprint race, in inverted commas. No pit stop needed. All cars are on 35% fuel capacity, so 35 litres basically, because they've got a 100 litre tank. We have 4 cars in the field. We've got an Audi, the Honda, and 2 Hyundais, the Veloster and the Elantra. Everybody gets a fast repair in the race. This is the qualifying session. for the first race, a sprint race. Then we go into a feature race later, which is 40 minutes long. It's basically it's twice the length of the first one, but still a sprint race, as we've obviously observed week in, week out. With a mandatory pit stop, we think it's mandatory anyway. We don't think that any of the tracks you can do as a no stopper. But we've been surprised before. So David says that he thinks he preferred it when I was quieter. Thanks for that. It's a bit rude, isn't it? But never mind. So at the minute, nobody's set a lap because Watkins Glen has such a long lap, Alan. We could do with
Oh,
George.
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love this place. We did that charity 6-hour race here only 2 weekends ago.
Right,
So I
okay.
had 3 delicious hours circulating around here in a Ferrari. Oh, it was such
that's
fun.
a bit tasty.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter what car you bring here, Pete. You know,
No.
you've got a Formula 3, a Mazda, TC, it doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter. They all go great. You know, just the track itself is so alluring. There's so much room, and the bends are beautiful and enticing, and yeah, it's delicious.
It is, yeah. Wobbly and Miguel exchanging fastest sectors in the bottom of your screen there, as Wobbly goes over the line fastest of the pair of them. We're on board with Sam Blees at the minute. When we get round to the other end of the track, we'll run a lap with Sam, our reigning champion. Jamie Wilson's had a little bit of an off. But this is a great track to bring TCRs to. Lots of undulation in the track. We've got some quite technical turns on this one. This is one of them, the toe. The heel is no less challenging, and then out at the top of the boot. But we'll talk about that in a second. We'll also talk about the standings. So as it stands at the minute, your top 5 are Spencer McCarthy, Wobbly, Miguel, Gary Craig is in 4th, and Carl Hardy is in 5th. Obviously no drop rounds apply because we've only done 2 rounds, and that was last week at Lime Rock Park, and it was the most hectic of Lime Rock Park races I've ever seen. And then team standings is Impulse Racing, Hydro Race, Geodesic Racing are in 2nd. BSTV are in 3rd, with Hydro Race Racing Forces in 4th. That's right, we've got 2 teams sponsored by Hydro Race, and Safeguard by Result in 5th. They're doing well already. So over the stripe we go with Sam Blees, our reigning champion. Drop down to 3rd gear to take as much curb as you can. He's missed that apex, I would say. Alan, would you?
I would, yes,
Yeah.
but I'm very used to that.
Yeah, me too. And then we climb up through the S's here. You want to stay in the highest gear as you can for as long as you can before you switch up. Get all the revs done, if you know what I mean. He's in the toe of his teammate, so he's going to get a decent run through this one. And then we go into the bus stop, which is the scene of many crimes, let's say. In the real world and in sim racing, out of the bus stop we go and into the carousel. You want to keep tight to the inside here. There is no benefit to running out. Then run out to the rumble strip on the left hand side. If we were on a different config, you'd stay close. Into the chute. So this is another 3rd gear corner. Roll it through here. Get on the gas as soon as you can. It's all downhill. You feel mighty going through there when you're all gripped up. And this is the toe of the boot. Quite a sharp turn. Down to 2nd gear. Hold it on the inside for the latter part, a late apex. Fire it up this hill. If you've got a bit of toe like Sam has, that's great. Up and over the crest here, going through the sole of the boot. Into the heel. Now, this is a corner that catches lots of people out. And now, these days, you can take a massive amount of the left-hand bit of rumble strip on the exit. This has never changed. This is a technical turn. 2nd gear, probably. 3rd gear, maybe. Hold it on the inside. It was 2nd gear. And then this one, again, you feel mighty through here. Off the gas a little, and then back on it as soon as you can. Get rumble strip on both sides. And then 3rd gear for the last corner here. Or is he holding it in 4th? He's holding it in 4th, that's rapid. And then lots of rumble strip, don't hit the wall. Pit lane is on your right, and that is a lap of Watkins Glen, Alan.
Delicious. Absolutely fantastic. I could honestly, I love watching cars go around here. I've done so many laps here. It's engraved inside me, and you can share the pleasure of the drivers because You know, it just lures you into trying to get that 10th off. Every single one of these corners is a classic. And quite a few of them have got, a bit of a kick in their bottoms.
Yeah,
You know, they tighten up and try and catch you out and lure you into a false sense of overconfidence and then spin you around like a top.
yeah, and it makes for really exciting racing, no matter how long the race. We've got about 6 minutes left of this qualifying session. Miguel is top spot at the minute. His teammate is 700ths behind him. And then Spencer McCarthy and Sam Blees for geodesic, hydro race, geodesic, normal and white in that order. Our third and fourth. Adam Wright in fifth. He didn't have a great night out last time, if you remember, nor did Sam Blees. So he'll be hoping for better. In the Driver of the Meeting Award, the most coveted award in the whole of racing, whether it's real or simulated, Miguel Freitas and Freddie Van Eekhoven share the top spot with 1 vote each, because we've only had one race week. And then what I've now named, Alan, is the Sir Alan's Safe Driver Award. We have a few racers who are not doing so well. It's the only way I can work it out at the minute, because you need to have done 9 full races in order to qualify to be the safest driver of the series. It's new for this season, and it's on incident points per turn. So the ones that are not doing so well at the minute is Miguel. He's got quite a few. 19 incidents. Sam Blees, 16. Spencer, 15. Wobbly, 13. And Freddie Van Eekhoven, 13. So a few vying for tallest dwarf there, I think, Alan.
Wow, that surprises me. That's quite a lot for somewhere like Lime Rock, where these have been gathered up.
Yeah, absolutely. I think some of them were incurred after the race had finished. Because I think there was some confusion about whether you complete a lap. Now, most of our races run it back to the pits, but in official races, of course, people go straight on and park it at Lime Rock in that little slip road. So I think some people got caught out after the race. Drivers that haven't actually put a lap in this session is Ant Woodward at the moment. Why is my stream not live? That's odd. I must have had a disconnect from YouTube, but never mind. My stream has not. So, right. So we've got Wobbly in the top spot now. He's just taking it back from his own teammate. He's in the toe of his own teammate, of course. 2/10 is his benefit. He's provisionally on pole, but there's plenty behind him, Alan, that can rip that away from him.
Oh well, the top. We look at the top 4. There's never going to be anything in those 4, and I'm just wondering about Adam. I hope he goes a bit better this week. He has. I don't think he had his best form last week.
No, it was a bit rough and tumble, wasn't it?
He's got great pace, and so's Gary. So, we just. I'll be interested to see how Lee and Carl get on this week. And Jamie Jeffrey, another really quick driver who could upset the apple cart.
Yeah, and he's got the special benefit, obviously, of being a unicorn. So excellent work by whoever did that paint. It's all very manly. There we go, look. There it is. Very special, beautiful. Isn't it just? Carl Hardy.
My Little Pony.
I don't know. I could tell you who'd done the paint. Don't want to grass him up live on stream. But yeah. Lee Bowden as well. He's doing well here. He didn't feature too much last week. But he's currently 8th provisionally for this race.
Doing really well.
Yeah. Jamie Jeffrey's just gone a bit faster. He's just taken a position away from Freddie Van Eekhoven. If you're not on a lap now, I suggest you're not going to complete a lap. Don't forget, this is heat racing, folks. So once that time ticks over to 15 minutes, you will be chinned out of this qualifying session. Adam's doing all right here. He's got a good toe here for in the form of Jamie Jeffrey. So maybe he can force himself into the top 4. Let's see what happens. Oh, he's not going to enjoy that though, because that's going to ruin his lap. He was much quicker than Jamie Jeffrey through there.
With the flashy lights.
Yeah, there's a 600-point penalty from me. I don't like flashing of lights, just in case anybody's wondering about that. Although Flashy himself is not racing this season. In fact, none of the Spectre boys are racing this season. We hope they come back for the next one. I think they've missed out on a tremendous season. What do you think, Alan?
Well, I'm bound to agree with you, but I can well understand how people with families want to break in the summer season and spend a bit of time with the kids and all the rest of that.
Yeah, true enough.
Fair dues, I think. What's happening with Ant then?
Don't know. Is he still in the session? We're not sure. He doesn't say he's out, so he's maybe just starting from the back. Right, let's go and find somebody else to look at. So that's Samblies. We've seen
All these new names here. This is great, isn't it?
It's brilliant, isn't it?
I don't know how to say half of them though, Pete.
No, well, just leave that to me.
Yeah.
We'll just make them up as we go along. It's the BSTV way. A bit of free advertising there for Samblies, who's parking it after completing that lap. There's still quite a few people on track. Some people on good laps. Alejandro's done a good sector 1, average sectors 2 and 3. Miguel Freitas, absolutely hauling the mail here, flashing of lights, thanks his teammate who's in front of him. That's wobbly, so we can't thank him too much, because, you know. And yeah,
Okay,
Miguel.
quick.
Oh my god, that is quick. Right, that's right. He needs to be banned, I think, don't you, Alan?
That's about half a second.
I know, yeah. That's just not right, you know. Oh, right, there we go. So we've tripped over into the first of our heats. So your pole man, and I should have all the teams sorted out this week. Your pole man is Miguel Freitas for Impulse Racing, with Wobbly, his teammate, in second, so they've locked out the front row again. Spencer for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing goes off third. Samblies for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing White goes off fourth, different team. Adam Wright for BSTV goes off fifth with his teammate Gary next to him on the grid, sixth. Carl Hardy for Safeguard by Result in seventh. Eighth will be Lee Bowden. Ninth will be Jamie Jeffrey for CCR. 10th will be Freddie Van Eekhoven for Hydro Race Racing Forces. 11th will be Matt Flannery for Hydro Race Racing Forces as well. Stefan Goebel will go off 12th for VTS Esports. 13th will be Demis Tigchular for Hydro Race Racing Forces. Jamie Wilson will go off 14th for Team Chimera. JB will go off 15th for BSTV Esports Blue. Alejandro Advani will go off 16th. Charles Walsh will go off 17th. Fiona will go off 18th. And Ant Woodward, if he joins the grid, he has done. Hey, for Never Quit Racing.
Well done.
Yeah. So we need to do a bit of this, I think. Just give me a sec.
Please wait, mate. We're
Good luck,
racing.
everyone.
There we go. It wouldn't be the same without that. Right, let's get set for this, because this is going to be a very dramatic first
Yeah, I think the
few
start's
turns.
quite important here.
Oh, it's mega. It's mega. You can lose out hugely. My personal connection to YouTube keeps failing, so I shouldn't need to be that focused on it, but I am. There you go. Right. So.
Oh, this is exciting, Pete.
Actually,
Long hold. Long
yeah,
hold, yeah.
lights are coming. I'll talk about what David has just said in the chat, because it is absolutely right. And we are green. And the first 6 cars, I'd say, were pretty even there, Alan.
Yeah. No, that was clean getaways by all of them, wasn't it? Nobody stubbed their toe.
No, Spencer's filed himself in there. There's a bit of a crowd here, though. 3 wide going up the hill, Alan.
Be fine, Pete. What could possibly go wrong?
Everybody breathe in.
I'll be going for 4 wide, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Stefan
You know
into the
what these
wall.
chaps are like?
Stefan into the
Yeah.
wall. There was only a rub, but he's about to get mobbed. Ant Woodward.
Cozy at the back, bit of elbows out by Ant.
Yeah, it was. He wasn't taking any prisoners there.
Stefan is wondering what's going on.
I know, yeah. Oh, that looks a bit tasty with Adam Wright, lever in the situation with Sam Blees. He's on the good side of the track for the shoot, which is the next corner. Beautiful overtake, beautiful.
I think he's probably still got a bit of adrenaline from quali.
Carl Hardy's going to get a nosebleed in a second because he's about to overtake Gary. Is he, or can Gary get him on the brakes?
Ooh,
I think he's...
they're both good round here. Carl was
Yeah.
very good round here, and so Gary will be, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Why didn't he say he wasn't fond of this circuit?
No, I don't think he's that fond. Yeah, Carl Hardy's got that done. Sam Blease is having a new look at Adam, and he might get this done, but Adam's got the favourable side of the track for out of the boot at the top of the hill here. A big elevation change.
Got enough. Phew. He's doing well, but he's got his work cut out keeping Sam behind him.
I don't think he will now. He got tyres on the grass, and Sam's done him.
That's lethal. You can't afford to do that.
No.
You can't afford to do that with me behind you, mind, Sam.
Yeah. Well said. He's got some run here, though.
Watch that wall, Sam.
He's got interested Gary and Carl as well, looking very interested here.
Yep, very much so.
They've got some pace, these chaps. But,
They do.
you know, the front, you know what the guys like at the front? I bet they're getting a gap already, look. Look at that.
I know. They are stretching their legs. I've just realised that
it's not like Sam's hanging about, is it?
No. In fact, I won't say that because they'll know. So, Anne Woodward pressing Matt Flannery here. We need to go back to the front, though, because this little mob... The first three have gone, I think. Everybody
Sam
else...
won't put up with that. He'll be sweating cobs to try and catch up with them.
He will. I'll put the track map up for people. And then I'll put the battle box up, because I think we've got... the battle for first place, according to SDK, is 16 cars strong, Alan.
Wow.
What was that? That was... Was that... Alejandro overtaking Fiona, I think it might have been. Why has Fiona not got a paint this week?
Paint, yeah, where's the paint?
Don't know.
How peculiar.
She had it. I'm pretty sure she had the paint on in practice. Maybe it's my iRacing being strange.
Oh, I haven't got it either. Would that affect me? I don't see it.
Ant Woodward pressing Matt Flannery now, and look at Stefan go.
Stefan, well, yeah, Stefan's...
That rub with the wall did nothing to impair his speed.
No, and yeah, wasn't he on the receiving end of Ant's elbows?
A little bit.
So maybe he's keen to say hello.
Yeah, Matt Flannery has legged it.
It doesn't take much, does it? You've only got to look down and the other chap's gone. Look at that. Holland, out of nowhere.
Carl Hardy has managed to pass Gary.
Well, yeah.
He didn't that already, hadn't he?
He did that already.
Me being stupid.
He got that from the start, didn't he?
He did.
But so they've seen their times. I mean, look at this. 58.7, 58.7, 58.7.
It's just bizarre, isn't it?
Oh, goodness me.
Everybody's so close in this league. Alex on the chat, let's go racing forces.
Of course, everyone knows this track like the back of their hand.
There goes Gary.
Great to push. Yeah, he's going. Well, can he
no!
Oh, he wasn't oh my God.
Double fatality. Double fatality there.
Synchronised crashing that was.
I don't know what Gary's going to do.
I thought you were going to back out.
I've got their chat on, so...
I thought you were going to back out.
Right, okay, we'll have to get rid of that in a second. Maybe that's a good time to talk about the SRL League. So that runs on a Friday. I'll just pop it on here while I do something. So you can see the details on the screen there. Where are they this week? I can't even remember. They're at Donington National this week. Just while I change some options. It's a great league. We're not in competition. We're sharing a lot of races along the way. Okay, right. Do that, and then I can come back to here and go back racing again. But yeah, it's £12 for the entry fee. Dan said he will negotiate on the price if anybody joins at this point. They do 6 race weeks. They're halfway through the season now. I wouldn't miss out on that one either. It's a good way to spend your Friday. But I think we're also running the Clios on a Friday. So make your choice, boys. BSTV runs the Clios. Right then. This
James is very good though. He's a friend.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's behind the charity race we did at here of all places. Oh no!
That's Matt Flannery. I think he must have already had damage because he was well off on the track. Either that or he was like reading the runners and riders for tomorrow's bookies or something like that. But he's
He'll have to drive it in, won't he, from there by the looks of this?
He will, yeah. So he's just literally driven it into the pits, which promotes some other people forward. We've still got Gary. Well, Carl's burning in the pits. He's doing a Bill Switzer.
Oh my word!
There goes Matt Flannery. He's already out with a fast repair.
How come these guys aren't? Haven't we got a fast repair?
They do, but they had to tow for nearly the entire track. So.
They're still towing. The dreaded tow.
The dreaded tow. So at the front, no change. Miguel, Wobbly, and Spencer. Where the action really is starting to develop is a bit further back, around here. So Demis, Lee Bowden, Jamie Wilson. We're fragmented a little bit.
These are all really good drivers, aren't they?
Yeah.
So you can't avoid, but there's always good racing right through at the end of the whole length of the field because everybody's such a good driver.
Yeah. Oh, David Ayres said I missed a 600-point penalty for Gary for doing flashy before he and Carl came together for dual death. Very good point. I shall implement that penalty later. Might even make it 6,000.
Their crash. Don't you think? I thought it was very synchronised, their crash. The way they bounced off the wall together and did that half turn back so they faced it the right way.
Yeah, it was lovely. Let's have a look at it again. I'm sure they'll love me for this, but there you go. So, pops out. All looks fine at the minute. Let's see what happened. Racing incident every day of the week.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that's expensive, has to be said.
I'm glad I'm not picking up the bill for that one.
No, I'm sure.
Wins.
I mean, my race engineers are fine with it. They've repaired my car so many times. But I don't think Gary's and Carl's are that experienced, to be honest. So JB piling a good amount of pressure on Ant at the minute.
Yeah, this is a good little scrap, isn't it? With Stefan's sitting there, just got his eye on these guys, waiting for. He's a wily old fox, is Stefan.
Oh, JB!
You see what's going on with these, can't he? And
yeah.
Just waiting for his opportunity here. Look at this. Has he got it? Has he got an opportunity?
Stefan has, yeah.
Very much.
JB drifted around the chute.
Yeah. Oh. Well, he saved it with a really good line through there.
Yep. It's a good exchange, that, though. And Stefan's back on it now.
Well, these corners coming into here are great, aren't they?
Yeah.
You just got to carry your pace through. It's just fantastic sensation.
Right, so Carl and Gary have both rejoined. Gary is very last. Stefan was off track there as well. Nearly got in the wall. So he'll be putting more pressure on. We have got a developing situation around Demis, who's catching Jamie Jeffrey hand over fist. I think Jamie's got something wrong here.
Yeah.
But the two cars behind them are both catching these two as they start to squabble.
Is that Freddie?
That is Demis. Freddie is the next car back here.
There's
Lee
Freddie.
Bowden for company.
Yeah.
The lead, by the way, is disappearing quickly for Miguel. Wobbly has caught his teammate, pretty much. So we'll have to see if these guys are actually going to race, or will Wobbly lose one of his new best friends by overtaking him.
Oh, there weren't many race orders for them, will they?
No.
I mean, even if you'd tried it, Wobbly's not going to listen.
We know that Wobbly's going to play second fiddle to Miguel. I mean, let's face it. He's under orders, isn't he? We need to have a look at this as well, because Adam Wright's got his race head on again.
Look at it. Yeah, it's brilliant.
Very good performance so far.
Well, like you said, he was fast in quali.
Mm.
He had good pace, and he's carrying it through, and he's there in that 5th spot by Wright, and he's doing really well with it. That definitely looks like My Little... I'm not very good with these things. Didn't look like a My Little Pony thing to you? I don't know.
Let's have a look at right front suspension. Be able to see once he catches up. There we go. Oh! Powered by unicorn farts, apparently.
Unicorn farts.
Yeah. I mean, that's got to be cheating, right? They've got to be pretty powerful.
Yeah, they're magic, aren't they?
I think so, yeah. So, the two Hydra Racing Forces cars coming slowly and inexorably together. Sam Blease only just keeping ahead of Adam at the minute. Don't know why he's not up there with Spencer, because it's a 4-second gap ahead of him now, or 3.8 seconds, which is quite a lengthy gap, to be honest.
That's a long way. It's grown, hasn't it, considerably?
Yeah. We're going to have to go back to this group, because this is the draft train now. I'm going to pick up Lee Bowden and go to Chopper. Oh, that's not Chopper. That's from the Mir space station. Oh, look at that. Demis having a real good look at Jamie. And Lee Bowden around the outside of Freddie Van Eekhoven. Is that going to work? He needs to get on the gas earlier than that, doesn't he? These guys are really squabbling. They're all over the track. All 4 of them, really.
Tricky corner. Very tricky here.
The most stable of these races, from what I just saw, was Jamie Jeffrey. He seemed cool, calm.
Well, all he's got to do is drive fast and hold his line.
Absolutely. Oh, here we go. Teammate on teammate.
Well, that's interesting, because that's Jim would be happy to see that.
Yeah, that'll slow them both down quite a lot. I mean, if that was a competitive pass, that was nicely done from Freddie. You've got to think, though, his teammate Demis is going to give him plenty of room, right?
Yes.
David says...
want anything untoward.
Yeah, David says JB's come on leaps and bounds. He really has. He's so much faster these days. Really getting a good handle on that Elantra.
No, it's great to see, isn't it? Because I love it when people who've been dedicated and put the time in, and turned up week in and week out, and they just get better and better, and get the chance to learn and improve and get the skill level up, and very satisfying for them. We're very satisfying for us to see it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've still got these 4 squabbling over 6th place. Good points on offer for these 4. Sam Blease still under a reasonable amount of pressure from Adam, and they've only got 5.5 minutes to do whatever they're going to do, Alan.
Yeah, I don't. Adam's going to need a mistake from Sam.
Yeah, I think there's already been one. I think that's how he caught up with him the first time. So it's. I've seen Sam in the wall in practice and once in quali. So, that event might happen.
Yes, and of course, if Sam pushes on a little bit too hard after Spencer, quite right, could easily happen. This is a good little scrap, isn't it, around here?
It is, yeah. So, Carl and Gary did not drop a lap. They are on the lead lap.
Well done.
Yeah.
I thought they dropped a lap for sure.
Well,
they seemed like they were in the pits for a long time.
It was all towing, though, wasn't it? So
yeah.
By the time Matt Flannery had got round and left, because he didn't have to tow, he got the advantage of all that. Lee Bowden piling the pressure on Demis at the minute.
Well, yeah, there's a bit of a gap appeared there quickly as well. So Demis is maybe he did let Freddie go by.
think he must have done, yeah. He's taken the ultra defensive line going over the stripe there. As the lead, we'll go back to these two impulse formation flyers. The lead's gone down again. They are setting ridiculous lap times. They are regularly in the 157s. A bit wobbly, going through the bus stop. Miguel much more stable. Oh, and Adams caught Sam again, so something went wrong for Sam in the bus stop. It's not triggered an event on the tracker. It's just, he's a bit wobbly coming out of the
I just wonder if he's
chute.
got. I think maybe he's got a bit. Maybe there's a bit of handling happening with that car.
Yeah, maybe. I don't look away from some of these because behind Jamie Jeffrey, I'm not going to come into shot because these guys are too far ahead. But that's what's happening behind.
Yeah, he's done well to hold these off. It's really good nerve because they've been at him for a while now.
Yep. He's faced off Demis. Now it's Freddie's turn. And Jamie doing what Demis was doing. He's taking the ultra defensive line down the right hand side before you get to the heel of the boot. Takes a shallow line in. And you would think that that would favour the Audi, but I suppose it has a little. Leads drop down again.
This is tense stuff. They'll be feeling it in those cars.
Yeah. And again, don't forget, we reverse the top 12 now, so Stefan is in the pole seat.
He'll be probably well aware of it as well because he's canny.
He is, yeah, he knows what he's doing, that's for sure. Right, we're going to move and look at this battle. So this is out of the first turn. We've got 2 minutes left. I can't believe we won't have taken the... no, not yet. We'll take the white flag at next lap, will we? I need to find somebody that's crossing the line. Car 7, Alejandro. Jump on board. Anybody waving a flag? Not yet.
Nope. Still having his cup of tea.
Still having his cup of tea. Barney will be out shortly. I'm determined not to miss the finish. We did it twice last week. Oh dear, that is a terrible joke from Clyde. JB is the best at undertaking. Oh dear.
Oh.
2 drums and a very sad cymbal. Right, so Lee is crawling all over Demis now. Oh, he's having a good look. He's got to be late on the brakes there. And Demis does a brilliant job of defending that. That was excellent work.
He did.
We're going to... Well, there's battles everywhere again. Fiona is... what happened there? Is that Charles overtaking Fiona? Or is that... No, that's Fiona catching Charles. At the very front, these two are as they were. I can't believe... I don't think for a minute that Wobbly's going to upset his own teammates. So they should take white flag this lap. Couldn't even see. There we go. Barney's waving.
Yeah, he's
right.
Barney.
We're going to have to watch Adam, I think. Adam, I think, is going to be the one that does something this lap. You can see the next battle in the background. They're a bit separated now. Actually, no, they're not. They're quite... Ooh, they're very close. Very close. Freddie is nearly pushing Jamie round that first corner. There's no overtaking there, though, really, is there? Ooh, that's super wide from Lee Bowden. What's Wobbly doing
He's
here?
still looking for a way round, isn't he? But he won't find it like that.
No. Wobbly's knackered that one. That's a terrible bus stop. I think that's staged. I don't think he wanted to get...
Yeah.
Oh, Sam, please! Where are you going, mate? There's nowhere for Adam to go.
Was that a helpful nudge, do you think?
Maybe. That is. Oh, and Adam's lost it. Yeah, that might have done that one. He got well into him there. He's over a second behind nearly now. Oh, he is over a second behind just. So we'll come back to that maybe. Wrong car. Demis under pressure from Lee again. It's all going on. Don't want to miss the finish, so I'm going to look at the guys at the front. I'll keep an eye on the times. And we're at the top of the boot here. Freddie Van Eekhoven was closing in. He's not now. His teammate behind him has not closed up either, as Miguel takes the last corner, Alan.
Ooh, he'll probably be happy man to have got round there.
Yeah, the only
yeah,
time
they're
to
all
flash your
happy.
lights. Very happy. 1, 2, 3 over the line. Adam not near Sam, but he gave him such a run to the line.
Certainly did.
Just checking on these guys. Still close at the end. A little rub with the wall for Freddie, or maybe it was just the rumble strip. Lee Bowden not quite able to do anything there. Tell you what, though, this is a brewing situation. This is Fiona and Charles.
Well, this was great to see.
Oh, it's immense. Both sorting
they'll be
themselves
loving it.
out. Charles managing
They'll
to
be
defend
loving
that.
it.
Yeah. Fiona managed to get the nose of the car in front just for a bit, and then Charles managed to lever that one back. Great racing from those two. Very clean. I'll have to look at what incidents are later on. And then we've still got some to finish, and there'll be a while. There's Matt Flannery. He pitted early on. Carl Hardy approaching the end of the lap now as well. And then some way behind is a much delayed Gary Craig. I think this will definitely feature up there with his drop weeks. What do you think, Alan?
Well, I suppose that depends what happens in the future.
Yeah. Still seems
Well,
happy.
he looks happy.
He
Yeah,
looks
he seems happy.
Yeah, he's finished. I mean, there's still points on the table.
Yeah.
You can't shrug that off.
He's got to the finish, you know, and
Absolutely, yeah.
after that encounter with the wall, he probably maybe that was in doubt in his head. But yeah, it's come to the finish, and what a race that was, Pete! My word.
It was brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Clyde's doing more jokes. Apparently, JB is deadly serious. I don't think he kills them, Clyde. I think he, gives them a good send-off, whatever. Anyway, so Heat 1, also known as Round 3, at Watkins Glen Boot for Season 13 of the TCR Challenge Cup. Your winner was Miguel Freitas for Impulse Racing. Wobbly kneecaps finished second, also for Impulse Racing. Didn't dare overtake Miguel. That's what I'm saying anyway. Spencer McCarthy for Hydro Race Geodesic finished third and rounds out the podium. So well done to those three. That's going to be a hotly contested top three all season. I can taste it right now. Sam Blees finished fourth for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing White. Adam Wright finished in fifth for BSTV, with Jamie Jeffrey in that hotly contested sixth place for CCR. Freddie Van Eekhoven in seventh for Hydro Race Racing Forces, and his teammate followed him home, Demis Tigchalar, in eighth place. Ninth was Lee Bowden. Jamie Wilson finished 10th. I think Jamie had a very quiet race. Don't know about you, Alan.
Yes, I was.
Didn't feature that much. No, at the start.
No, but unusually.
Yeah, unusual. Yeah.
Jamie.
Ant Woodward finished 11th for Never Quit Racing. Racing. I keep getting that wrong. It's so easy to do though. 12th was Stefan Goebel for VTS Esports. JB Deju in 13th for BSTV Esports Blue. Don't even know what I'm saying now. Alejandro Advani finished 14th with Charles Walsh in 15th. Fiona Siddons for Matthews Logistics with Vapors Mansfield in 16th. Matt Flannery in 17th for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing. Carl Hardy finished 18th for Safeguard. And Gary Craig 19th and last night on that one for BSTV. Our poor man will be Stefan, Alan.
Well, that's very interesting because he will relish that.
Yeah, I think he is going to enjoy that. We've seen him in previous races giving a good defence at the front.
Yeah, who's in second and third, Peter?
Second, let's go and get the grid back up again. No, not the grid. The results back up again. So second is going to be Ant Woodward. He's going to round out that front row.
He did well after that first race, didn't he? He made a lot of places in the end.
Yeah, in his last to first challenge, he got halfway. So I think that this next race is going to be a really exciting charge to the front for some of them. Obviously, Miguel will start in 12th place. Who's out on track at the minute? We often get people practicing pit stops. I think Spencer needs to practice bus stop. He was flying sideways through the first part of that. I feel the drive, Alejandro. I'm not allowed to say your name, so sorry about that. That was great fun, he says. Good. That's what it's all about.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me that Spencer didn't actually give either of those two a bit of a hard time. He was slightly capped all the way around, wasn't he? He never actually got into contention with them, and so
Yep.
I can't think that he didn't have the pace, because that would be unthinkable.
Spencer not having pace is like saying, wine is not my favourite drink.
Yeah,
it's just not going to happen, So it's all there. Oh dear.
Be interested to see what happens in this one.
Clyde's just opened the dad jokes book because he's found now that JB works in the dead centre of town. Don't laugh at it, Alan. Don't laugh. Do not encourage him.
Well, I know it's called corpsing, isn't it?
Oh dear. So let's see if anybody practices any pit stops this time out. So just to remind everybody what the situation is with the TCRs. Spencer McCarthy was the championship leader coming into this the third and fourth rounds, second race week. Wobbly was in second, 1 point behind them. 1 point separated them out of the first race once incident points had been collated. And then Miguel was in third on a 1:16, so 14 points behind his teammate. And that was your top three leading into this race week. We've already got rid of 5 minutes worth of downtime in between there. So now we need to go to the grid for the second race. And Stefan will be your pole man for VTOC Sports. I'm just going to go through the names this time. Ant Woodward will be off second. Jamie Wilson third with Lee Bowden fourth. Demis will go off fifth. Freddie will be off sixth. Jamie Jeffrey off seventh. Adam Wright off eighth. Ninth will be Sam Blees. 10th will be Spencer. Wobbly will go off 11th. 12th will be our winner from round 3, the first race tonight. Miguel. Where I'm at. 13th will be JB. 14th will be Alejandro. 15th will be Charles. Fiona will go off 16th. Matt will be 17th. Carl will be 18th. And Gary will be 19th and last, with a last to first challenge that I'm sure he's going to relish. So, let's get everything set and ready here.
That's great. They've been shook up nicely, haven't they? That's fantastic.
Yeah, they really have. So we're going to go up here. Oh, no, we're not going to go up there. Good grief.
Lights.
Lights are on, and they've been let go now. So a bit of wheel spin from the right-hand side of the grid, the non-racing line. And Jamie Jeffrey.
Jamie flew. Look at that. And Adam as well. They're both cracky. Don't spin your wheels at the start. You're going to lose 2 places.
But too wide for 3 ranks behind this lot. And Stefan's gone. He is literally gone. Yeah. He's nailed it.
He did that last time he was
he did, didn't he? Yeah. Good effort. So,
and if you remember, Ant had his elbows out in the first race. Now he's not going to be delighted to get anybody by him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it might be a chance for Stefan to get a gap here. Oh,
who was that?
That was Adam.
Adam, right, okay. Nice.
Having a bit of fun there, but that made his...
yeah, he's got Spencer. Yeah, Spencer's the car behind him.
Yes. Just what you want to see.
Yeah,
look at
now
that.
He's the car in front of him.
Oh, yeah.
Just like that.
Just like that, yeah.
So,
Goodness.
look at the Impulse boys. They're mobbing everybody behind, and that is 2 positions in a corner for Wobbly,
You
is
can't
it?
go 3 wide round there.
Adam, don't forget that tenner's on offer.
That tightens up so wicked.
Yeah. This is very, very exciting racing. Further forward, Lee Bowden.
Oh, there's no room round there either.
No, I know. Oh, it's all kicking off in very various places.
This is awesome stuff. Look at this.
Samblies defending against Wobbly.
This hasn't panned out at all, has he?
No.
When they're settling down, goodness.
Can't look away from this at the minute. Wobbly taking, he's nearly paying to get back in.
Oh, I
Where's
was
he
wide
gone?
there. Oh, he's neck and neck with Sam.
Yeah, Ant Woodward has caught Stefan, but I can't look away from this at the minute, folks. Actually, I might do in a second. Is Wobbly going to get him on brakes? He's good on the brakes. He really is, and that Honda's excellent on the brakes. So they're going to go 2 wide up through the S's by the look of this, unless Wobbly sees sense he has. Right, so let's go to the very front. Ant Woodward has caught up with Stefan. Ant Woodward led last time, do you remember? Ant Woodward,
yes.
In the last race he attended, of course. This is just madness. 19 cars. Where's Charles gone? Oh, Charles has gone to pit road. Don't know why. Tony Kloosterman shouting for Ant. Let's go, Ant. Samblies on the inside now of Adam. This is crazy, this. There's a great wall of everybody else in front of these 2 Impulse cars at the moment. About to be 3 wide, I think. That is Freddie Van Eekhoven. Oh, and we've got some duelling further forward here. That's Spencer McCarthy putting a position on Lee.
Spencer's not hanging around, is he?
No, he's trying to put as many positions between himself and Wobbly and Miguel as possible, I think.
Yes.
As Wobbly has a long look down the inside of Freddie. Freddie's a very experienced racer. There's no way he's falling for anything like that. And Woodward, you can see this is, I mean, this has got to be the 20-way fight for first place or something. Charles Welsh is back on track. We'll have to figure out what happened there. He was off track for 5 seconds, so I think he may have found some scenery, Alan.
Oh, well. Yeah, so just fast repair and out again.
Yeah. Hopefully he's not...
Still in the race, so that's yeah, that's good. It's a quick fast repair. This is the kind of place where you can... you're not going to get a lap down that easily.
Yeah, that's Wobbly through on Freddie, finally. We're going to move forward here because Spencer has found Jamie Jeffrey all of a sudden. He's so fast at getting through these fields, isn't he?
Oh, he's amazing.
Amazing to watch.
Yeah.
Where is Gary? Gary's already made up 6 places. Can you believe that?
I do, actually.
Yeah. Look at that. Spencer sideways through the bus stop. I thought it was an accident in his warm-up lap, but...
Him and his boy, it looked like Gary and Carl were being a dynamic duo. They were side by side coming through from the rear of the field and locked together still.
Yep. Yeah, that's true, actually.
Carl's
They're
in
both
front.
up 6, yeah. So Miguel got past Freddie Van Eekhoven again eventually. Now
He's a
it's
much more aggressive overtaker than he used to be.
on there. Spencer on Jamie.
Oh,
He's not wasting any time. He's usually good on the brakes as well. He's let him go for that one. He didn't want any part of that. It's not a great corner to overtake on. It's a bit dangerous because people turn across you.
yeah. So. It's no need to for him to rush. It's
well,
he's doing well already, and you don't want to risk all he's made already by just a simple, even a wheel on the grass would cost him.
Yeah, and Stefan's got away from Ant again, which is a very seesaw
Well,
situation.
maybe maybe had a wheel on the grass or something when Ant caught him, because he caught him very quickly out of nowhere. So.
Oh, he really did, yeah. So, there goes Spencer on Jamie Jeffrey. That is a brilliant overtake.
Oh,
Good
look
grief,
at
he
that.
was so late on the
Did he
brakes.
do that?
Three
How did
wide
he do
nearly
that?
going in here for, what's this now? 14th place. 3 wide they went into that. Gotta see that again.
Oh,
That was absolute
beautiful.
nutbags, that was. From
Beautiful.
these three. Watch this. So that's Demis pulling out of the toe, getting alongside. Look at the lack of braking from Matt Flannery. Good God, that's why they were 3 wide.
Crikey.
That's one of them where you look up and go, that looked like my brake marker about 500 yards ago.
He did well to get stopped, didn't he?
Yeah. Ooh,
'Cause,
look at that. Jamie Wilson now. Another one.
He's eating these really excellent drivers. He's eating them alive.
I know. Oh, what's that in the background? Adam, right.
that's Adam.
Adam.
Oh, he's
I
got
think
to
he's reset.
press the button.
Right, let's have a look at this.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
He was doing really well.
Oh.
On his own. He's on his own.
He's going to go sideways.
He's trying
he's
to
on
get
the
back
grass.
on the gas to pull the car round, and his right front was on the grass. So that's him towing to the pits.
Oh, that's so very unfortunate.
Yeah, so he's got the same
That's
treatment
fair.
his teammate got in the first race.
It's
A very
lethal around there.
oh, it is, and that's
When you push on, isn't it? Like he was doing there.
Yeah.
He was pushing on. Oh. If you get your turning just slightly wrong, isn't it? It's a disaster.
oh yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate because I've been really enjoying Adam driving tonight. He's been going like the clappers.
Yeah. Absolutely sensational work. So Spencer wasting no time on Ant Woodward. He's done another, so he's up 8 positions. He's the most forward-moving driver this evening, in this race at least, so far.
He's an unstoppable force sometimes, isn't he?
He is. There you
Just
go.
amazing. The quality of the passing just is breathtaking.
Yeah.
His timing, the way he slots the car in. It's breathtaking.
Come on, Lee. Fight back, mate. Come on.
Oh, come on, Lee.
Wobbly breaks the toe.
You've got your work cut out in a impulse sandwich there, goodness.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
To be fair to Wobbly, that was pretty good racing. He pulled out of the toe in order to give the toe to his teammate to pull him through past Lee Bowden. So you can only salute things like that, I suppose.
Oh,
Jamie
no.
Jeffrey. Good grief.
Well, that's on tape, isn't it? You saying something nice about Wobbly.
No, don't worry, I'll erase it before we send it live. It's fine. That was nearly Jamie on Jamie with a disaster a minute ago.
That's there's not a lot left in the tank with these guys. They're right on the edge, aren't they?
Very on the edge. I don't think they can see the edge. Gary and Carl on the verge of a top 10 already, says David Ayres. Absolutely, they are ripping through the field. Gifted one, of course, by Adam.
Yes, disappointed. Disappointed.
And I suppose, well, no, Charles was already behind. Adam's still in the pits at this point.
It was a big toe from there, I guess.
It was. Jamie Jeffrey under some pressure now from these 3 super fast guys. Sam Blee's the first ones to meet up with him. Don't know what Wobbly's thinking of here exactly.
Oh, crikey.
But this is super close racing. Jamie Jeffrey's not going to be
Jamie's
put off.
not giving it up.
He won't do. He's used to
he's
racing
well aware
BMWs in real life.
Yeah, he's got his eye on Wobbly and he doesn't want to let him get past on the overrun here. And
This could end in massive tears, but I think these are all pretty straight up guys. So Wobbly tried something he probably shouldn't have done there. Sam had already got a move done, so that's just stacking everybody up behind. And look at Lee Bowden on Miguel. In fact, look at everybody stacking up behind Miguel now. So Wobbly checked up his own teammate there. Coming through the bus stop.
crikey. It's a bit close quarters still.
Isn't it? But it's clean.
Oh, they're amazingly clean. This is part of the magic of this league, Pete, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
you don't see closer driving in this anyway, but there's so little unforced error.
Yes. We need to watch this because it's probably one of the most significant moves that you'll see today. This is Spencer on Stefan for race lead. Stefan's doing whatever he can to stay on an optimal side of the track, but this is into the bus stop, so
Yeah.
Spencer gambles on being on the correct side for the second phase, which gives him the corner. Excellent calculated overtake.
Yeah, beautiful driving by the pair of them.
Yeah.
Utterly fair.
Ooh, and that is wobbly to pit road. And Gary is also peeling off to pit road.
Oh, after 12 minutes.
Well, we're on 35% tanks now, so
Oh,
I think
crikey.
this is doable with fuel saving. They are the first to blink. We've seen early pit stops have a benefit
We have.
in this
we
league
have.
already. And you get out of traffic. That's a key point. You get out of traffic into free air, and you can. If you've got a friend to tow with that's as fast, if not slightly faster than you, then you can keep with them and get hauled through the field. So Sam Blease now trying to make his way past Jamie Wilson. JB Dejoux has followed his teammate into the pits and is now out already. That was a real splash and dash, that one.
Okay, he's not going to run now.
No, just as I switched back, we missed Carl Hardy on Lee Bowden. Lee Bowden
On Lee.
offline. And then back onto line. So nice overtake from Carl this will be into bus stop.
He's been doing some really impressive overtaking. He's done the overtakes going Gary around and
Yeah.
in a lot of places, but his overtaking is something that's really come on in the last couple of seasons.
Yeah.
His judgment of speed and pace and everything. It's just, it's had one of those rushes where you make an improvement, and it's so close to the top now that it's very visible that he's getting past these guys quite sweetly.
Yeah. It really is.
You know, a couple of seasons ago, we'd have had a much harder time of it.
Yeah, Alex says the Racing Forces guys are having great fights since round one. He's not wrong. They are doing fantastic work. Freddie at the minute is still holding on to 8th place and doing really
Carl's
well
in
with
the
it.
pits.
Carl to pit road, yep. And Demis, no stranger to competitive racing. He's been in the thick of it for lap after lap at the minute. A bit on his own at the moment. Everybody's left him for the pits. So this is where the action's at right now, folks. This is effectively the race for 3rd place because Ant Woodward is not far enough ahead to avoid the battle box. Scott Malcolm on the chat. This one's £15 for the season.
Evening, Scotty.
Yeah.
Hope you're well, my friend.
Absolutely, you've been here before.
It's a great grid, Scotty.
So we have Sam Blease still lining up Jamie Wilson. Jamie Wilson's doing a great job of staying ahead of him. And Jamie Jeffrey closing in on the pair of them, bringing Miguel with him. So this is interesting. Impulse Racing have split their tactics as Sam Blease fires it up the inside of Jamie Wilson. He must have this one done.
Oh. Yes, he'll do on the brake.
Oh, I don't know. You can hang it out quite wide there and stay on the optimal side for the top of the boot, which is exactly what Jamie Wilson's doing. Great fighting. That's
Well, it might have. This is going to go right to the straight, isn't it?
I think it'll go around this next bend as
Yeah,
Sam
right.
cuts across the front.
Who's going to get in front here and get down the straight?
Look at Jamie.
Oh.
Jamie Jeffrey. Drag racing it. Miguel has gone to pit road, by the way, as we watch this.
Look how quickly Sam was around that last corner.
I know, look at it, how far away ahead he is already.
Yeah.
Good
It
God.
was just. I don't think he used the brakes.
I don't think he knows how to use them. Demis Tigchular into the pits. Spencer McCarthy, fastest lap of the race.
Well, if anybody deserves it, after the driving he's done already, the last 9 laps, it's just been super. It's been an exhibition of class.
It really has. Yeah, it'd be good to see you in the league again, Scott. If you've got the time to do these races, then more than welcome to join us. Oh, wobbly kneecaps. Fastest lap of the race, 1:57.496.
Yes, but him and Spencer will be going head to head, won't they?
Potentially, yeah.
They like that purple, don't they? You know, they both like it. They're both very fond of that purple.
So,
And we haven't got Lucky Pants here.
no, we don't. No Stephen Lucky Wookie Walker. So I'm just looking here. That's Miguel in the screen. That's Wobbly ahead of him. And ahead of Wobbly at the minute, ahead of Wobbly is Fiona's car. He's just overtaken Fiona actually. I think she's letting him go. Yeah, she is.
Yeah,
but
hanging on, won't she?
Yeah, Gary Craig is a lot closer, I think, to Miguel than he was before the pit stop. So I think this might be working out for Gary. We'll see.
He's got a nice clear road, hasn't he? And you're right, he was pretty well blocked in. But hey, look, Cole's just behind him. Was that Cole just behind Gary? He was. It's Cole just behind Gary.
Oh yeah, it is.
There.
Yeah. All right. So that has worked out for Gary Craig because he was behind Carl when he entered pit road.
He was indeed.
So we'll see
There
where
wasn't
this
much in it, but he's made a few car lengths there.
Have you got a small handkerchief? Because I reckon you could throw it over all three of these cars right now.
Right, so they're very cosy, aren't they?
Very. Yeah. It's almost get a room situation. And they're not going to... Yeah, they are. They're going to sort themselves out before the bus stop. A bit of wriggling and squirming from Jamie Jeffries' Elantra, but I think that's the way he likes to drive. Back end hanging out is the quickest way around with these cars. Right, Demis Chigchalar. Has he done one over on Lee Bowden here?
He has, by the looks of it.
He has.
That was,
Nice work, Demis.
he carried some pace through there. Well done, matey.
Yeah, that was Lee Bowden straight out of the pits, mind. So he was always going to be a little slower.
Now, he's not letting him get away, you notice.
No.
But he will be very keen to keep him in good sight.
Yeah. Fiona
He's been driving well tonight.
about to get
which?
put down a position. Obviously, she owes us a pit stop. Is she letting Gary go? Doesn't need to let Gary go, but she has done, so stayed off the racing line.
Courteous driver and won't want to be an impediment to the faster drivers.
No, very nicely done that. Yeah, I've already said, Alex, it's 15 for this one. But thanks.
If you're going to sign up, do it quick because you won't have lost any points so far.
Exactly that. Yeah, no worries. Who's that? It's just it's Freddie to pit road. Freddie for Hydra Race Racing Forces, as Spencer takes back the fastest lap of the race, and he's got himself a very tidy 5.5 second lead, Alan.
Yes.
Now,
Well, that doesn't surprise me, but the fact it's only 5.5 seconds is
Well-
a bit of a credit to Stefan, I think.
yeah, exactly that. He's got another geodesic racing Hydra Race geodesic car behind him now, the white one of Sam Blease.
Found his pace, hasn't he, in this second race? He's not been. This is more like the Sam we know.
Yes, he had a rough time at Lime Rock Park, it has to be said.
Let's see if we can judge this and make it as sweet as Spencer did.
Yep, that was textbook. I think Stefan was...
Stefan was obliging, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
courteous driver.
He's a brilliant driver.
I love the class of these people. I love the way they are with each other. You know, I've been in 2 leagues this week already, and there was a lot of banging and crashing, a lot of smoke, and a lot of dust flying. And it's a lot more. When they get close like these guys, but they tend to lose the car more often.
Yes.
You see a lot more inadvertent door-to-door and, you know, elbows, because they just haven't got the same car control that these chaps have got.
No. Alejandro getting out of the way of Wobbly there. Alejandro still owes us a pit stop. That was super wide from Wobbly, and Miguel gets through past Alejandro, who gets off the gas. That's all very good. And Woodward.
Really? Oh, there goes Ant.
Yeah, he's doing his pit cycle now.
Those impulse guys are well matched, aren't they?
Very, yeah.
That's really an excellent pairing.
These two Jamies can't be separated from one another, can they? We had this last time as well, didn't we?
We've had this before. Yeah, this is very similar in pace, and I would suggest very similar in ability as well.
Yeah.
They're both really good drivers. And very fair as well, like everyone else is in this. Oh, no, what's this?
This is Ant Woodward coming out of the pits, bearing in mind he started on the front row of the grid, and Gary's hauled the mail and passed him. I don't know whether Ant will have a significant advantage at all, because I expect Gary's rolling around on fumes. He likes to be very accurate with his fuel gauging.
He'll have a nice light car at the end, that's for sure.
Yeah. Miguel Freitas, fastest lap of the race, a 157.0.
Oh, Miguel.
Zero.
Fantastic driving.
Unbelievable that. Oh, there we go.
Oh.
It's not Tokyo, Miguel.
He's warmed his tyres up, clearly.
It's New York State, mate. Who was that marching backwards? Oh, right, it's Alejandro in his first race, making sure he stays out of people's way and clean. Good effort there.
New York State was where they had the Woodstock Festival in 1969.
Yeah.
I wasn't there, but I know some people that were.
Really? Right, okay. I would have liked to have been there. I don't think I'd have survived it. I do like excesses, it has to be said. So Adam never rejoined the race. He parked it in pit road. Right, back here. Gary has got himself a gap ahead of Ant, but yeah, Ant has found himself some company in the form of Carl Hardy.
Carl's been carving his way through, but, you know,
Yeah.
Ant's not going to give an inch.
No, the car with the furthest forward progression in this race is Gary Craig right now. He's taken 10 positions. So half the field he's passed.
That's brilliant driving, and it just shows you what a great track this is, where you can actually make progress. And there's nothing in the time of these chaps, so it's all been on that split-second timing and judgment in the overtake.
Yeah, this is Formation Jamie's right now.
Well, there's nothing in the performance of the cars, obviously, and
No, or in the
very
length
little,
of
there's very little in the performance of the drivers.
or in the length of the first name, because it's the same. So Jamie Jeffrey using that extra bit of track, which he can do now. They've changed the track limits a couple of seasons ago, maybe longer than that, maybe a year ago. I lose track of the iRacing updates. So that was a nice overtake, well worked out from Jamie Jeffrey on Jamie Wilson.
Yes, can you pull away? That's the thing. Or can Jamie take some shelter in there and then pop one on him later on?
Yeah. You don't know with these guys. Some of them will fuel save for portions of the race. They're not that bothered about cars passing them when they're doing things like that, because those cars... Oh, and Jamie Wilson has just ended at pit road, so I think that possibly was part of his strategy.
Well, we'll see where he comes out.
I say this to him in interviews, and he goes, no. I just got overtaken. But I am giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Yes, and why not?
Matt Flannery in pit road at the moment as well. So you would expect Gary Craig to pass both of them in the pits. Don't know how far... Oh, where's Jamie? He's leaving pit road now. Well, that's again from Mars, I think, that camera. But you can see him leaving pit road, and he's joined the back of the Freddie Van Eekhoven, Carl Hardy and Woodward train. He's a bit off it at the minute.
Yeah, he should be able to catch them up, I think, by
Yeah,
himself.
the car behind him. Yeah, the car behind him is Alejandro Advani, who's got...
Is that Alejandro in the...
Yeah, in the BSTV Council paint, yeah. He's doing all right. I think he owes us a pit stop. He does. But he's keeping out of trouble. Doing a good job.
No. Yeah, well, we've not seen an awful lot of him, but that's generally a good sign, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Because it means your incident tracker hasn't actually oiked him out very often.
And he's going to finish ahead of Adam Wright.
Oh, yes. But,
so it's a dead donkey, actually. Yeah, yeah. So, did Freddie stop already? Yes, Freddie has stopped. Freddie stopped on lap 10. Freddie is the car behind Carl Hardy and Ant Woodward.
Demis didn't stop early, did he? They split up.
Yeah,
Freddie
Demis
came into the pits by himself.
Yeah, Demis was one of the earliest stoppers, lap 8.
Yeah. They were running together. I was surprised that one came in. I'm surprised they didn't both come in together, but...
yeah. So, this little battle here still raging.
Freddie's just got the slight edge of pace tonight. Looks like,
yeah, very quick.
It's giving Cole plenty to think about, and that's not easy these days.
No, Carl is rapid. He's slowly closing back in on Ant again. Oh, hang on. When did this happen? Right, so this is different. So what we're looking at here is Miguel. And what we're looking for is that.
Oh, crikey.
So that's Wobbly getting the bus stop very wrong. And his teammate passes him. I think that was staged. I think he's made it look like an error to let his teammate through.
Well, that's very conscientious of him.
I think it's just so he doesn't get fired from impulse.
Is Miguel big? And we could call him Big Mig.
Big Mig. Right,
Big
we're
Mig.
we're going with this for now. Big Mig. Oh, hang on. From one replay to another. This one needs to be watched. This is Freddie Van Eekhoven. Out of the toe. Textbook stuff into the bus stop on the back straight. Keeps
Oh,
Carl
but we know what
left.
happened with Carl. Oh, Carl's being a bit cautious at the bus stop this time.
Yeah,
You'll
I think
notice.
he was distracted, I think, and missed his brake marker a little bit, so sailed it. But nice overtake.
I mean, you remember Carl's last go through the bus stop was with Gary.
Yeah.
It was exciting, wasn't it?
So
He was definitely a bit more cautious that time.
yeah, everybody is in the pits at the minute. That was at the top end. This must be the limit, Alan, because there's about 5 or 6 cars in pit road. They're all leaving now.
Yeah, they must be running on fumes.
Yeah, the only car that's not leaving is Adams.
So is Fee gone in there then now? So we would have been hanging out as long as possible.
Yeah, Fee has just entered pit road. There she is.
Yeah.
And Alejandro as well, yeah.
Right. That's good.
Right, so back at the pointy end,
Ooh.
Spencer McCarthy has pitted the car and is still 5.3 seconds in the lead.
Good grief.
The only thing I've got to say is, what the hell? And there is Big Mig. And then Wobbly with his staged, letting his teammate through, making it look like an incident.
Perhaps he was looking behind him and he wasn't paying attention.
Oh, Carl Hardy here, trying to repay the favour on Freddie and not managing it that time.
Not managing it that time, but I'll be back.
Yeah.
Look at these. Stan's doing well. He's held on 6th place. He's not letting this go very easily.
Oh, Freddie, nice move. A bit lastminute.com, and he's going to let Carl through
Oh,
as
is
well.
Carl going to get through as well?
Carl is not going to get through, I don't think, because Ant is going to have the optimal side of the track for the final turn, and Carl's going to have to fall in.
So, T1.
T1 it will be, I think. The Elantra's not great on the brakes, though. Ant might keep hold of this yet, because whilst the first portion of this is to the right, the second portion is left. If Ant can just stay with a little bit of car. He's doing it. Ant's staying with him. Jamie Jeffrey must be thinking, any time now, boys, that'll be good for me.
We're going to be back there at the bus stop again.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, and Ant sees some sort of sense.
Yeah. It's turned to see the light that time.
Yeah, he's not going to want Jamie Jeffrey behind him, though.
No,
Making a
Jamie's
mistake
looking,
like that,
look at
that's
this.
a touch.
Oh, Jamie, careful.
That was the slightest of touches, and it worked out badly for Jamie Jeffrey. So,
Well, I think he got away with that, to be
Oh, he
honest.
did,
That
yeah,
was,
definitely.
he was well on his way to spinning there.
just
That
a
would
little
have been,
tickle, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was
He
one
just,
of
managed
them.
to, he just managed to catch it.
Yeah.
Would have been a pretty impressive counter steer, probably, from inside the cab.
Too right.
Please wait, mate. We're racing.
Yes, we are.
Who was at the side of the road there? In
Oh.
distress.
In distress.
Yes, we just went past them when there was a
Is
car
it
there.
Charles? It's about that point in the track, because he's heading towards... Oh, no, that's the bus stop he's heading towards. This is not... From not too long ago. Right, he couldn't get it turned in for the second phase of the bus
Oh,
stop.
crikey. Do I know that?
Stays left, so that Gary can pass.
Did you see he was using my track marks are still in there from last week?
Yeah. Oh, he's got a tyre off. Oh, no, that's not it. That's fine. And then Stefan's approaching.
It's going to be tricky the way it tightens up.
Oh, and he's in the wall. Yeah, there we go.
There it is.
And that was the car that you saw.
Ah.
Since this, he has reset to the pits. Hopefully, he'll be back on track very shortly. Whilst we were watching that, though...
Missed his braking just by a fraction. You don't have to do it by much, do you?
No, we saw this one, didn't we? So we'll go back live. It was that nice overtake from Carl on Ant Woodward. Stefan
crikey.
throwing positions away for a bad bus stop there. This is straight
We're
out.
trying to push on, and it's can go wrong, can't it? That's the thing.
It can.
Oh,
Dear.
Oh no!
Let's have that again, because I kind of missed that one.
I think Stefan's.
In fact,
pulling up.
yeah, let's watch this from here. So Ant goes to the inside. Stefan doesn't want him on the inside. And then what happens? They both go in, and it's the slightest of touches, to be fair.
Oh, it's definitely yes.
So
I think it was a bit unfortunate to get that because
Yeah, turned him outside and he's had to reset to the pits. So we'll
that's-
see how that flushes out later.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He's been driving really well and right in the thick of things all evening. Would have been enjoying himself tonight. But yeah, we saw one just before where somebody got away with a situation like that, and he just got on the wrong side of it. It's a very 50-50 situation.
Yeah. Very 50-50 that one. We've not had a protesting. I think it's something like 4 seasons or something, 5 seasons. So I wonder if I'll be busy. Anyway, Spencer is your race leader with about 4 minutes to go, Alan. That's all that's left.
You're joking me.
I'm not joking. This is how we got caught out last week.
Okay.
We've got Big Mig has chipped away at that lead. He's brought it down to 4.5 seconds, but that's about where it's going to end.
Yeah, he's not going to. He's not going to close that gap.
No, I don't think so. Wobbly, who's scared of Big Mig, we've figured this out now, so he let him through. Is 2.5 seconds, nearly 3 seconds behind him. But he has himself a lead of 3.5 seconds over Sam Blease. You can see Gary Craig in the background there. That's what 4.5 seconds looks like. And then
That's
there's this
very
little battle.
impressive.
Still going on this. Still going on. Freddie got something wrong there. And Carl's
They'll
gone
be
back
having
through.
a very good time. If you remember, Freddie and Cole were at it last week.
Yes.
Freddie's first race. That's how he got his Driver of the Night award from me, because him and Cole were at it for a long time. Cole was behind, if you remember, and
That's right.
really putting him under a lot of pressure. It's the other way around this week.
Jamie
They'll be loving
Jeffrey
this.
in the background there.
Just waiting, launching with intent.
I would say that is the right sort of descriptor. And let's see what they can do.
It's much more
Ooh, that was
the impression of speed, isn't it?
yeah, that was a bit of a wall touch. No flag waved by Barney on this occasion. So the next lap will be the penultimate lap. It's a bit wide from Carl. He's getting desperate. He needs extra track to stay ahead.
We've got enough track for that, I expect.
And here it comes. This will be the draft now. It'll kick in around about here. It should be decent. It's always been decent at Watkins.
Oh,
No, he's
just hasn't got the he hasn't got the room.
no, not on that occasion. I don't know what that's done to his relative position to Jamie Jeffrey. He's actually pulled away a bit. What's this now? Lee Bowden on Demis Tigchlar. Is there any room down there? This is how we saw Ant Woodward come to.
Oh, it's the same.
Oh, it's the same.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Demis fighting to keep hold of it.
Oh.
No,
Oh.
nicely done. Right.
Yeah, bravo.
Let's see what Lee's doing about
Hot
that
in the
one.
mouth, that would have been.
Yeah, too right. So this, I expect, is going to be a white flag for our race leader, Spencer McCarthy. There's Barney.
Yeah, there's Barney giving it his all. They don't pay him enough, honestly.
Somewhere further back. I tell you what, he was done brilliantly in this race. Gary Craig started
Absolutely.
stone motherless last, and he's 5th.
Yeah, no, superb drive by Gary. Really superb.
Jamie Jeffrey to pit road. Stefan to pit road. Now, Stefan's... Oh, I don't know. What, Did they not expect to do a lap?
No.
I don't think they expected to do a lap. That is Lee Bowden in the background there. Giving a place, is he? Or are we... What?
Cross the line. Can you cross the line in the bit?
He's given a place back. Now that is
Oh.
sportsmanship of the highest order.
Wow, there you go.
Complete salute. I think there's a couple of drivers here Ooh, there's Stefan. We'll erase that from the broadcast, Stefan. Don't worry about it.
Oh, Steph, what's going
Um,
on?
So I think there's a few that have been caught out doing an extra lap here. I may be very wrong. I don't know.
Well, it certainly looked like he was taking fuel, didn't it?
I think so. Yeah. I think there's a couple of people that have absolutely robbed themselves of a decent finish here.
Stefan was in 10th. He's in 14th now.
I know. So this is Spencer McCarthy.
Cruising.
He is cruising. His last lap was not the fastest. I don't think he's pushing it now. I think he's just wanting to get it home.
Oh, Miguel's got the fast lap now.
He has. I think he's just beating his own fast lap though.
Yeah, 57.
There we go. There's your boy, Spencer McCarthy. Race victory.
Well, that was a great race by Spencer. That was fantastic, and well done, Big Mig. We
Big
like that a
Mig.
lot. Fantastic result. Great driving by all of these guys.
Wobbly.
And look at how it shakes out in the end. You know, the cream does rise, doesn't it?
Seems
That
to.
top 5 would be what you'd, you could almost, if you were going to pick the 5 you think might finish at the front of the race, that would be them 5, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. And then Jamie Wilson has rolled over furthest forward Jamie of the evening. There's Matt Flannery over the line.
Right to Jamie, yeah. Jamie finished 13th. So Mr. Wilson got well past Mr. Jeffrey there.
Yes. Well, Jamie Jeffrey had to pit for fuel. I'm pretty convinced of that. Stefan, I think, had to pit for fuel.
Yes. Yeah, sure.
Alejandro doing a great job in his first race week with us. His buddy Charles ended up finding the scenery. Miguel Freitas, oh my god, what is wrong with you? Big Mig has done a fastest lap on the last lap. 156.899. What the hell is wrong with these people?
Bravo!
Yeah.
Well, I just wondered if I'd see a 56 tonight. They were getting very close with that 57.0.
They were, yeah, absolutely.
But 56.8, that's superb.
Yeah.
And, it's come out from, we're so familiar with the battle between Spencer and Wobbly for the fastest lap. And
Definitely.
Stephen sometimes popping up, but now we've got Miguel in there and doing the do, and that's really put a bit of a sparkle into that little competition.
I think it's going to have turned it upside down. I'm going to do the points before I took myself into bed, so that people can see it tonight, because I know everybody's always eager to see where they end up. But yeah, Spencer McCarthy put on a clinic tonight. That was exceptional. I'm going to struggle with driver of the meeting.
Yes,
I
I'm
think.
I'm sitting there thinking that. It's very thought-y, honestly. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you wouldn't want to give it to the winner,
Yeah.
but his driving was spectacular this evening. In the second race, anyway, he dominated that second race.
Very much so. That was about as clinical as you can get. Gary Craig, he's got his car from 19th to 5th against this lot. I mean, good grief.
Brilliant drive.
I think-
Really, just great, consistent driving,
Yeah.
really. Kept his nose clean, but was fast all the time, consistent, quick laps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good performance. And then Lee
More
Bowden
pit stop, like you said, you pointed out his early pit stop, and
seems to
it
do
paid
it.
off for him, didn't it?
Yeah.
Gave him that clear air, and he made good use of it.
And then Lee Bowden with sort of severe sportsmanship.
Yeah, that was another, and really drove very well as well tonight.
Yeah, he really did.
Just, he can be well happy with the way he's performed.
Clyde, he says, Carl, it is then, Alan. It's all right, I'll poke him in the eye for you, don't worry about it. Right, okay, so let's go through the finishing order for this round 4 at Watkins Glen of the TCR Challenge Cup at Season 13 at BSTV. Spencer McCarthy was your race winner for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing, with Miguel Freitas, Big Mig, for Impulse Racing, came home second, Wobbly in third, after getting scared about being ahead of his teammate, I think, for Impulse Racing. Sam Blees finished fourth for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing White, Gary Craig in fifth for BSTV, Carl Hardy for Safeguard. That is a good result for him, isn't it? Sixth, that's very good. Freddie Van Eekhoven took the race to him, though, for Hydro Race Racing Forces. Really good result, that, for Freddie Van Eekhoven. Jamie Wilson in 8th for Team Chimera. Nice finish. Matt Flannery in 9th. That's really good. We've seen him in good positions before, but that one's pretty stellar. Hydro Race Geodesic Racing. Demis Chikchalar in 10th for Hydro Race Racing Forces. If I'm saying Hydro Race a lot tonight, it's because they've sponsored 2 teams. Lee Bowden in 11th. Great result. JB Dejoux, 12th for BSTV Esports Blue. Jamie Jeffrey for CCR in 13th. Lots of action. I think he robbed himself of a decent result there, Alan.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Maybe. Anyway, Alejandro, 14th. He races for himself. Fiona finished 15th for Matthews Logistics with Vapors Mansfield. Stefan Goebel, same situation as Alejandro, was it? No, I can't remember now. No, Jamie Jeffrey, sorry. For VTS Esports, finished 16th. 17th was Ant Woodward after an incident. Charles Walsh, 18th after an incident. And Adam Wright decided to rearrange his entire car and did not finish. Right. So, let's go and do some regular housekeeping here. So, we'll choose this. We shall do a bit of this. There we go. Did that work? Nope. That might. There we go.
Oh, what a night! That was. We've seen some fantastic driving tonight, and Watkins has done us proud again.
Very much so. It's been brilliant racing all the way through the field. Only about 2 or 3 minutes where there was some gaps in the field all the way through. Look at that. It's the graphic of Spencer's wheels turning around. It's a glitch in iRacing. You can see it on Sam Blee's car as well. When they've got the clutch in and the revs up, it renders like that. It's bizarre, isn't it? But there you go. I learnt that.
So you should get some wheel spin.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, he dumped that clutch well there. Goodness me.
I know,
He did. Yeah.
Pretty impressive, wasn't it? So we're going to go for the interviews now. Let's see who's in already. Let me see if I can do a bit of something here. I did this last time and it worked really well for me. Where was it?
Oh,
there we go.
Look at that start with Adam getting through there. Look at that. Ooh.
It was such a good start to the race.
Crikey.
Let's
It's tight, and it stayed tight for a long time.
It really did.
Crikey.
Right, we can actually get our race winner in this time straight away. Spencer McCarthy, winner of the feature race, third in race 1. A good night in the moving office, let's say. Talk us through your race 1 first, because where did you start? Did you start in third? I think you did.
Third, finished third.
Yeah.
Yep.
Didn't have an answer for the pace of the Impulse boys in that first race. They did seem to do a lot of team drafting and steadily pulled away from you after a while. And what have you got for them this season other than consistent finishes in order to take it right to the wire?
Yeah, I think at the moment it's the race 2, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm leaning on my racecraft for the overtakes, I guess, for race 2, just to try and get up to the front before anyone else. So I did the same at Lime Rock. And it's worked out again tonight, but I think there's only so many times that I'm going to do that. I mean, managed to do it hopefully without impacting anyone else. As and when I was getting a run on people, I was trying to take the move as and when I could straight away, not lose momentum, and keep creeping up. So that was the race 2 plan, and it kind of worked out. So really happy for that. Race 1, I unfortunately gridded with the wrong set, so I had a good sort of 9-10 litres more than anyone else.
Ooh.
Which was a bit silly. just grabbed the set, which and then gridded, and then kind of like, because the first race it isn't set to 2 minutes, you can't really jump out and go back. So I didn't really know who was left to come on the grid, and that's always the worst thing you can do in iRacing, isn't it? Is grid and then leave again. So
if the last man joins the grid after you've left it, then they grid without you. So
absolutely missed start. So
bye-bye.
So I thought, suck it up. 9 litres extra. Let's just. I mean, the fuel makes a difference, but not a huge amount, I don't think. And I think the Impulse guys did have good pace this round for sure. I didn't really have too much of an answer for them, especially in race 1, obviously. And in race 2, even, the lap times they were putting through were pretty good, pretty mega. So yeah, I mean, I was doing enough to not, I knew that once it was it was at 5 seconds, if I could hold that after the pits to Miguel, then that was a good chance that if it was only kind of like a tenth or two a lap, I'll be able to hold that. And yeah, I did good.
Yeah,
but, I mean, hats off to those guys.
We observed quite a few times how quickly you get through cars. Your racecraft is sensational. Just understanding what the car in front of you is likely to do, positioning your car just on the shoulder of the side where you're expecting to go, and then straight through. Really nice work. Really, really good work.
Spectacular. Honestly, Spencer, it was an exhibition tonight, the way you came through that field. I was interested that you mentioned it, because obviously it was an important part of your race, but my God, it was spectacular. Watch, matey. It really was amazing.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, as I said to you before, for me, I always race the exit of the corner. I always try and get the run. And especially if you're tucked up behind someone, you just can't lose that momentum. You've got to make sure that, the moment you follow someone for an extra lap, you kill the momentum. It's almost really hard to then get yourself going again. And I think that was just I think it was Jamie Jeffrey, who's he's a great racer, always a hard charger, and he always gives a good fight. And but yeah, plenty of space given by everyone. We had good door to door action with everyone tonight. And yeah, I think it was Jamie that I took a little bit extra. I looked at once, and then didn't quite pull it off, and then had to have another go at it. So yeah, that was kind of that was the only bit I think of wasted manoeuvre, if that makes sense. And time lost. Yeah. But apart from that, I was every time I had the overlap, I kind of took it as and when. So you just had to as I say, momentum, keep it going. And yeah, it worked out. I mean, once I got 3 cars in between me and Wobbly, and then Miguel, I guess it's then trying to and I know the people behind are then hopefully going to fight just as hard, right? So yeah, it's good.
No,
Pete said that you're working on this gap and gapping Wobbly and Miguel, and it worked splendidly, and it made for a great race for us to watch and enjoy.
Yeah, cheers. I mean, and also people pitting early, mixes it up a bit. You got to keep an eye on what they're doing. So Wobbly pitted early, and it was interesting when Wobbly pitted. I didn't know whether. I mean, Wobbly's got used to actually working out fuel properly nowadays.
Yeah, he has to take his shoes and socks off, though.
Yeah, he does count all the digits.
Yeah, all of them. We've also worked out, you probably feel good about this, we've worked out that Wobbly's scared of finishing ahead of Big Mig, which we're calling him now. We'll tell him this in his interview. So if Big Mig is ever quite far down the field, I think you'll see some staged incidents from Wobbly as he works his way backwards. I don't think he's allowed to finish ahead of him.
No, that's a good shout.
Yeah,
good shout. I think that's probably what it is. Team orders for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So Daytona Road is our next destination. That's next week. Yeah, it's been a massive draft train when we've been there in the past, but they have changed the draft in this car, haven't they? Or these cars, I should say. There are 4 of them. So.
Yeah, it would be easier now, definitely, to get once you've got a little breakaway, especially if you have maybe a 2 or 3 at the front. And if they're working together, you should probably gap 4, just because the 3 of you combined will be travelling quite quick. The Honda, I believe, struggles on top speed.
Right. Okay.
I've not used it enough to know, but I think from hindsight, I think it's the Elantra and the Veloster do get up there really quick, or they've got they seem to sort of top out a bit more, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
The Audi we know tops out really early.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just the grunting pig, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
But the Racing Forces guys seem to make it work for them. It's on the tracks we've been to so far, anyway.
Yeah.
And Stefan does a great job with the Audi every season. I don't think he can pry himself away from a German car.
No.
But tonight, what great racing, honestly. The amount of times I was just probably sat here with my mouth open going, what has he just done? Because that shouldn't be possible.
You can't do that. You can't. Oh, he's done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
He's not, is he? He's not, he has. Oh my god, and he's done it as well. So anyway, anybody you want to shout out to whilst we let you go and celebrate your race victory and your third place in the first race?
Shout out to Wobbly for giving me the setup. I'm glad
That'll never happen again.
I know. Well, he's given it to me now. Apparently, it's the one he always uses.
All right, okay.
But I had to be honest, I changed it a bit as I would do. And yeah, obviously, everyone out tonight. I think it's nice being in the chat before, in the BSTV chat as always. Guys are always quite funny. Having a laugh during the race. So shout out to those guys, and anyone watching. Thanks for tuning in.
Well said. And great night's racing from you. And from Geodesic in general. Matt Flannery did all right tonight as well. He finished 9th in that second race, which is brilliant.
Yeah, that's good showing.
Yeah, hopefully you can take those points to the bank for the team. Spencer McCarthy.
Thanks, guys.
Right, this time, I don't know whether we need some bodyguards this time, Alan, because into the booth we bring the driver we've now coined as Big Mig, Miguel Freitas. Good evening.
Good evening. Hello.
Hello. Am I saying your surname right for a start? I'm pretty convinced about the first name.
Yeah, Miguel Freitas, I think. I think
See,
it's that.
I'm fluent Spanish. Anyway,
It's Portuguese.
it's Portuguese. Well, I can't get everything right, can I? So the first time I was up a ladder, I was down a well. Okay, so you are absolutely rapid. I've watched you for a few seasons in various leagues. I used to race officials reasonably regularly, and if I was ever in I happened to turn up on a high I-rated field, and you were in it, I'd give up for last place straight away. And no difference here. Impulse Racing have some very fast drivers, but what were you doing when you took Wobbly on board? What is that about?
I guess he showed up. He was racing really fast, and yeah, we got to know him, and the decision was easy to take him on board. And yeah, today he was the one who did the most work. He created the setup for this race, so I think it was worth it.
Well, it seems to be, and we've figured out now that either there's racing orders active or he's scared of you because he staged an incident at the bus stop and let you through in the second race. Did you see that? I saw it. I was on it like a car bonnet. Pardon the pun. But you are something else. You've got such racecraft, so fast. What do you won the first race hands down. It was a flag to flag race. It was perfect. Second race, you made your way through the field, not quite as fast as Spencer. He is super rapid and he's got a lot of racecraft skill. But I think you're up there with him for sure. What can you do in next races to stop him scything his way through so fast and disappearing off into the distance?
Yeah, he today was really fast and really good going through the traffic. I was always stuck on a train draft, and yeah, I couldn't do anything. So my only option was to pit early and try to minimize the damage and try to get him in the end. But yeah, we needed quite a few amount of fuel for this race, so I couldn't pit right away. Had to waited too much time, and then yeah.
Ah, right, yeah.
I couldn't catch him in the end, but yeah, he made a great job going through the traffic.
And you, I don't know how you did it. I think you must have some sort of aerospace engine in that Honda. Is it just a Honda on the outside and a Ferrari on the inside? Because you did a fastest lap of a 1:56.899. I mean, that's just obscene. Really great racing tonight, and you put on a show for us for sure. Maybe you can let Wobbly have a bit of time in the lead next time. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I was surprised I was ahead of Wobbly today, to be honest, because we did a practice race yesterday and he was faster. During the quali, he was most of the time faster than me. I just had a really good last lap. Yeah, and then during the race, I was expecting him to, especially on the second race, I was expecting him just to go away. But yeah, he made a mistake. I got ahead of him. So yeah, if he keeps driving like this, I'm sure he will be leading some of the races.
If you let him, we'll leave it at that. If you let him, yeah. In terms of, are you enjoying racing in this league? It's your first season with us. It's only your fourth race with us. Are you enjoying the community, etc.?
Yeah, it's been quite fun. Yes, last week I wasn't on Discord with anyone. Now today I spent already some time with the guys on Discord talking about the race, and yeah, it's
Good.
very friendly, very good. I'm liking it.
Good stuff. And next time we're at Daytona Road. Historically, a massive draft train for these cars, but they have changed the draft model for the TCRs, so you don't get the draft quite as far back anymore. How do you think you'll fare in the Honda at Daytona Road?
I'm very curious to see because I think if we get an Audi in front of us, we won't be able to overtake because they have just crazy top speed. So yeah, it will be very tricky, especially in the second race with the traffic. It will be very hard to move on to the front.
Well, we expect to see you at the front at Daytona. Mind out for mind out for turn 2 international hairpin. It's a bit lethal, but you probably already know that. And we'll let you go and celebrate your race victory and second place. I think you've cashed out as the most. The highest point scoring driver tonight. Depends on your incidents. But great racing tonight. Anybody you want to have a shout out to or thank before we let you go, Miguel?
Yeah, thank Wobbly for the magic setup. It was amazing. And all the Impulse guys for making this fun.
Awesome stuff. In that case, we will see you driving faster than Wobbly, obviously. Next time out at Daytona Road.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miguel. That was it was great to watch you tonight. Very nice indeed.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Miguel Freitas, everybody. Right. Next, I suppose we have to speak to him now, don't we? You know when you've done all the others, Alan, and you're just left with whatever, you just got to mop them up at the end.
No, you said something very nice about.
No, I didn't.
Mr.
Shush. Keep it down.
Yeah, honestly, he did, Wobbly. He said
No.
something nice about you. I'm still in shock.
No,
I
that
had to go and get on the blood thing.
It must be a lie then.
Yeah, it was a case of mistaken identity. So, first race, you followed Miguel around the track. He was teaching you what to do. We saw that. Second race, we've realised that you're scared of Big Mig.
Big Mick? Who's Big Mick?
Big Mig, Big Miguel Freitas. We think we're pretty convinced that you're scared of Big Mig. So you didn't want to finish in front of him, so you staged an error at the bus stop.
Yes, I staged it. Yes, and it didn't cost me a loss of steering alignment, and it didn't cost me 2/10 in the last 3 corners because there was 2 left-handers and I couldn't steer left. Definitely didn't happen.
Exactly. I'm glad you agree. So a second place and a third place. Talk us through your first race initially.
Well, let me start with qualifying a little bit. Just because me and Miguel, we figured out that we didn't want to be at the front of the pack. We didn't want to give anybody a tow. We knew we had to pace. So we actually I did the math to how long we should wait before we get out, and it worked out perfectly. I took him. I gave him the tow the last lap, which is fine. We just wanted to lock out the front row, so that worked out. And then we knew we had to pace over Spencer just by a marginal, I think 2/3 every lap. I kind of slowed down on the chicane where everybody collided together. In the first lap, I got a 4x, Spencer got a 4x, Sam got a 4x. And it was because I couldn't see my brake marker. And then it was just following Miguel. I was never gonna fight with him if Spencer was gonna be within 2 seconds. If we would have dropped him like 7, 8 seconds, then I would have tried to make a move. I tried to get him I tried to put him offline a little bit, so he wouldn't have the fastest lap because I had that one. But then he did a blistering lap and still got it.
His last lap was unbelievable.
Yeah, I know. That was the one I was trying to annoy him a little bit, so he didn't get it. I wasn't gonna pass him. I just tried to move in the mirrors a little bit, but he did a really good job. So I think it's a great result for us, both of us. And then the second race, yeah, I mean, following Spencer through traffic is just super hard. It's crazy how he cuts through the pack without causing any incidents at all, and how quickly he does it.
It's just unreal, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really hard to follow. And then I think I was trying to do the same thing a little bit, and I make a free ride on Adam, and I don't know who it was, but probably Jimmy Jeffries or Lee Bowden or whoever it was. And Adam, it was in Discord as well, and he, I think he got a bit annoyed because I made it free ride in the first lap. And well, it was fair enough. And then Sam and me had like 6 or 7 corners side by side, because I had a bad run. Yeah, and at a certain point, I think like the lap after lap 4, I killed Adam. He deserved it.
Yeah.
No, my reaction was, mate, what are you doing? My nose is in there, and rewinding that, I did see the replay. It wasn't. I just expected him, and it was. I seriously thought that my nose was next to him. It wasn't. So I drove him into the back. I think it was an iRacing thing that he got spit out that hard as he did.
Yeah.
But again, sorry, Adam. Sorry for that. I think he was quite mad. But then again, well, don't drive him away, you know. Yeah.
Fighting talk from shots fired from the traitor.
No. It happened, and it was annoying. And I think that I knew his steering got pulled out of alignment, and then he just spit into. Obviously I couldn't tell how hard it was. But sorry for that. And I think that if you're looking for my onboard, there was a minus of tiniest of gaps.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm not gonna lift. That's my initial reaction, and that's what caused the incident. Yeah, but then I got stuck a little bit behind Jimmy Jeffries, and me and Miguel already were talking about this beforehand. It's like if you got stuck behind someone, just pit if you can.
Yeah.
So like towards the last corner, I suddenly heard in my ear like the crew chief telling me like, yeah, well, pit window's open, and I instantly went in. So it was like a decision of that.
Mm-hmm.
Did fine, had that minor incident, which I'm quite happy that I survived because I had a similar thing I posted. Well, I was with me, someone hitting me, but it was a 0x, and then the steering got put on alignment, and and Miguel was doing great laps as well. Yeah, so it was a good result. Could have been better, but it's good.
And Daytona Road next time. But, well, it might be a bit different now that there's not quite so much tow for these cars. Last time we were there, it was hilarious because anybody was winning on any one lap.
Well, we drove Spa on week 13, nothing changed, and on week 13 it was still a pain to drive Spa.
Oh, okay.
So that's going to be within 1.6 seconds you feel the draft.
Oh.
It's minor. The Honda is not going to thrive there as well as the last 2 races. But I did share my magic setup with Miguel, which worked, so I feel like I still won. I gave Spencer a similar setup. Obviously, it wasn't a magic setup, but it was. I tried to help him out a little bit because I was struggling with the setup, and I gave him a setup which was a good baseline for me last season.
Uh-huh.
It was not completely similar to what I was running, but I think it helped him out a little bit. I know he changed it as well, but it gave him another direction to go to, I think, with the setups.
Okay. In that case, we shall let you go and celebrate your 2nd place and 3rd place. 2 podium finishes tonight. It'll be great points for Impulse Racing in the team championship. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Well, Miguel for winning his first race. His sprint race, 2nd position as well. Shout out to myself for getting a 2nd position and a 3rd position.
Humility, Alan. You know, he just exudes it, doesn't he?
Well, they put on a great show tonight, Impulse Racing, I think.
They have, yeah.
Yeah, we appreciated it and enjoyed it. Yeah. So
I think Big Mig did a great job.
Yeah, he did. He casts a long shadow, doesn't he?
And I'll give a shout out to Alan because he's in the booth, and I can definitely tell he changed his microphone, so that's good. At least I think. To the Impulse team, thanks for having us on the team. Again, we're really happy with this. Spencer for using my setup, I guess. Thank you for that. Adam for just giving up.
Oh dear. Fun
And
stuff.
shout out to BSTV. It's a fun league with quick guys. Also, good fights in the middle apparently. Again, I heard it and I haven't seen it. I'm gonna rewatch the broadcast. Well, not to forget Friday, Clio Cup with the best commentator in town.
What, Clyde? I don't think he's the
No.
best.
No, I'm the only commentator in town.
If you're the only one, then yeah. Funny stuff. In that case, we'll see you for this series at least at Daytona Road next week, and we'll try and avoid you in the booth on Friday. Wobbly kneecaps.
Good luck, mate.
Good night, Wobbly.
Right, so last in the booth tonight, and staying around for an interview is Fiona Siddons. Good evening.
Oh, hey.
Good evening.
Evening.
Hello, Bonnie lass.
Alan.
Oh, what a night you had.
I thoroughly enjoy it. I hope Charles sticks about because that sprint race, I had great fun battling with him.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, we saw it. We saw it, and I thought about you because, yeah, it looked like you were really getting stuck in, and it was, yeah, it was good to see, Fee. It really was. And I'm with you. I hope Joe stays around, and because that's great for the pair of you to have somebody to race with.
It is, yeah. It makes it all the better when you've got someone where you can have a battle.
Yeah, absolutely.
And hats off to him as well. That last lap when I tried getting past him, he got the run on the outside anyway, but he kept it nice and clean, and hats off to him.
Yeah, no, it was very clean racing all night by everybody, and yeah, and you were just the same as well. And we saw that you were trying to get by him, and very clean passage of driving. Really good to see, Fee.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him in the feature race, but I missed him on track.
He found some furniture. He found
right.
he found the wall at the toe of the boot, and it did some. It caused him some expense in the pits, and I don't think he rejoined after that.
Right.
So yeah, but you're right.
Let's take on an extra job, I think.
Yeah, a few more mechanics for that one. But he was racing brilliantly around you, as was his teammate. Oh, well, he's not his teammate, his friend Alejandro. Two new additions, and yeah, developing talent, I would say. Don't you think, Fiona?
Oh, definitely. Alejandro, just a little bit too quick for me, but as I said, Charles, we're about the same pace and great fun.
Awesome stuff. And Daytona is the next one, Daytona Road. Well, I don't think you're a stranger to that place, are you? We must have raced there so many times.
Yeah, I've raced there a fair bit. It's not one of my favourite tracks, but it's not the worst.
I'll tell you what, though, you have developed your racing style into being one of really very safe and consistent lap times and lack of incidents, it has to be said. Really good to see.
Yeah, in the sprint race I had one incident, and I had two in the feature race, and one of them was on the last corner.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh, dear. Well, you're on your way to being right up there in the Safe Driver Award. We've got Sir Alan's Safe Driver Award this season. Some of the faster guys are racking them up really quickly, really quickly. So I think that is, and you finish races, and that's a key point.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, Adam, fast driver, didn't manage to finish the second race tonight. Staying out of trouble gets you points. Staying out of trouble gets you Safe Driver Awards, and great to watch you race. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, you guys for the great stream, and special shout out to Carl Hardy for sharing his setup with me every week now.
Yeah.
Well, I get. Well, that's the way we are. We're all brothers together
Yeah,
and sisters, and these people share, and it's just a fantastic league, I think, P. And you won't see cleaner racing.
No, I'm not on the pace of the past guys, but it's I've said it before, and it's great just to share the track with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a lot to learn, isn't there, as well?
Oh, definitely, yeah. When they pit early, if they're coming up to lap me, I'll move aside, let them go. If they pit early and get stuck behind me, then it's up to them to find a way
Yeah,
through. I'll find
too right. Yeah, too right. Yeah, you're on racing lap. Why not?
Yeah.
But I can see from your car position, whether you're aware of it or not, you're picking up certain things from racing with these guys. Car position on track, turn-in points, various things like that. As a commentator, it's more obvious because you're watching from the outside of the car what people are doing with it. And racing with these guys is an education for a lot of people. And I can see it in your racecraft as well. So that's a really healthy thing to see. We will see you next time out at Daytona Road. If you've finished with your thanks, have you?
Yes, yeah.
Awesome
definitely.
stuff. Cool. We will let you go and cool down because it's quite warm in the UK tonight, and that will have got everybody nice and hot under the collar.
Yeah, I was sweating before we started.
Yeah, I saw your message on the chat. Well, we will see you next time. Fiona Siddons.
Yeah, see you next week, guys.
Good night, Pete.
What a great night's racing again.
Yeah, really lovely, really enjoyable evening, Pete. Honestly, the vibe around the track and between the races and the quality of the racing just makes it a pleasure to be here, mate.
It does, yeah, and it's great to have you in the booth. Your insightful observations and comments are always welcome. But it does bring us to the most important decision, the most difficult decision. They can race as many laps as they like, but we know that the real struggle is picking driver of the meeting out of this lot.
Yes, right.
I think for me, it's going to be either one of the following 4 races. It's going to be either Spencer for giving us an absolute clinic on how you get through a field cleanly and quickly at the start, and then give yourself the best racing opportunity to win. And he's demonstrated that tonight, absolutely. Or Miguel for winning his first race with us, coming second in the other race. He's clearly a talent. I like the fact that he's now Big Mig, and I like the fact that Wobbly's scared of him. Just what a racer. Brilliant. Then there's Gary, who, he had a tough time in the first race, so maybe that discounts him, I'm not sure. He and Carl had a come in together, which I'm sure they're doing hugs and kisses about now, but... and he scythed his way through the field in the second race. He was up 14 positions, which is impressive. But then there's the Lee Bowden. He got into somebody else. He did the mother of all sportsmanship let-goes. He waited for ages to let Demis through. And I think I'm going to go with Lee Bowden because that's just what the spirit of BSTV is all about.
Yeah, nah. That's a really nice call, Pete. I think that's great, and it's great for Lee because nice bit of recognition for that, and it was a very gentlemanly, courteous act, and well in keeping with the ethos of our league, and and he drove really well.
He did.
You know,
he was
he
right
put
up
in
there. Yeah.
really, really good performance. Well, yeah, those 4. I was there as well. I mean, I think we can put Carl on the list because he also had an outstanding night. But I've got to give it to Gary. I think he did. The reason they crashed in the first race was because they were absolutely hammer and tongs going through.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was and it was man on man, and nobody was giving an inch, and it was fantastic. And they're absolutely brilliant, perfect synchronized crashing, and I think that's worth quite a lot. And his performance in the second race was exemplary. I just had to keep his cool, and he thought his way through the race and plotted his course, and yeah, magnificent performance, really.
Yep, hats off to him. Even put my teeth back in. I'll try that again.
Yeah. You can try my teeth. Hold on. How do they?
But you're right. He's thought his way through the race, hasn't he? He's taken a very clear strategy and he's made it work brilliantly for himself. So never a vote more wisely spent than that one. That makes it a four-way fight for the top of that little championship. As it is, Spencer and Miguel took away the top spots tonight for the races. And we will see you at Daytona Road next Wednesday. In the meantime, BSTV have other stuff going on. We have V8 ESC Season 14. It will start on the 15th of July. We are open for people to join that now. So get yourself signed up if V8s are your thing. If you want to learn everything there is to know about sim racing or racing a car in general, then the V8 is the car to do it in. It's not easy. But you will be in this community, the BSTV community, where everybody really does help one another out in terms of setup and racecraft. That is a long-standing 7 or 8 years, I think it is now, where that's been running, and it's a very well-established league. So that will be on Saturday evenings from the 15th of July. Earlier than that is this Friday, as Wobbly alluded to before. So the Clios, they will race this Friday. And I am part of that, believe it or not. I didn't do very well. Well, I did all right, actually. But that can't last forever. So, yeah, if you want to take part in that, it's open for people to join. There's only been one race week so far, so you've not missed out on the chance to win that one. And if you want to watch it, then join us on Friday, 7:30, to view it. I think it's earlier to join it. I can't remember myself. It was a dizzying experience last time. It's the first time I've raced for ages. And I'd like to thank everybody that joined us to watch tonight, everybody that joined us to race tonight, and definitely to Sir Alan, because without you, it would just be me talking nonsense. And people would tune out very quickly without your words of utter wisdom.
That's very kind, Pete, but it's a load of horse shit. You do a fantastic job.
That's brilliant. So I'm going to say goodnight. I'll let Alan say goodnight, and then we will close the broadcast. So good night, everybody, and we'll see you next time on BSTV.
Good night, my dears. It's been an absolute pleasure. We've had great racing tonight, and I hope you enjoyed the presentation. See you next week.